Hey guys, Dave Roberts with Etch A Artistry here in Vegas. I've got a little task ahead of me. I got Spin Master asking me to send them a print. So, for my prints what I do is I don't make these, but I have a print company make these. This is a chromagenic print. Basically it's a photograph with metallic ink printed out on archival photo paper and then mounted to acrylic. So that's what it looks like. It's got plastic over to protect it. I've got a few of these, so I also have this laying around, the Spin Master unit, which they requested since it doesn't have the Ohio Art logo. It's a piece of crap, so I'm going to dismantle this bad boy and put this inside and send it off to be, I guess, go on a tour of some toy fairs. So yeah, anyway. Here's what you're going to need. This will also help you with any kind of preservation you're doing. Same process for any preservation. So here's what I got. I have a cell phone pry tool. I like this because it's thin. It's pretty sturdy but still flexible. I have a utility blade, a couple bucks at Home Depot. This is a Stanley 10-299. It's a set blade. X-Acto saw, this is about 10 bucks, you can get it on Amazon. I've got spare blades, super glue, activator. This is a CA glue activator, you can get it at Hobby Lobby, any place like that. It just makes the super glue set instantly. Some frog tape, blue tape works too. I've got some clamps, C-clamps, also cheap, you can get them at Walmart, wherever. 2 pieces of plywood. I got these covered in tape to protect the plastic surface of the Etch A Sketch. I got 2 of them. I got holes drilled out for the knobs. I actually have 2 sets here for the big size and the small size. This is for gluing it back together. I have some other stuff I'll show you when I glue the thing back together, but for now, that's what you'll need. Also, I'm not going to be using this today, but a hair dryer for if you're taking the glass off, that comes in handy. And yeah, so let's do this. I've got my, also screwdriver. You know, have one of those and get your life together. So, pop off the knobs here. Apparently, the knobs don't come off on the new ones, and they have plastic spindles instead of metal ones, so those you have to saw off. That's what this is for. You saw that thing right off. This, though, for years and years the way they did it, just pop the knobs off. Pretty simple. That's done. Okay, now I'm going to clamp it. Nah, I don't really need this piece. Clamp it between the table and this. This just distributes the pressure of the C-clamp so you don't end up cracking the glass or the frame. So this sets right on there. And clamp this down to the table. I just get it right at the edge and I kind of keep the clamp out of the way, so I have enough room for the utility blade. You can feel when the pressure's right. And then I just put 2 on, makes it nice and sturdy. Alright, so here it is. Got my knife already. This blade's good and sharp. So this seam right here is where we're going to cut. So this is, in the factory, this is sonically welded, so yeah, it's stuck there, so you got to cut all the way through it. So we're going to just put the blade in the seam and do our thing. The number one thing here is safety. So don't put your arm or hand in the way where your knife's going. Yeah, it actually glides pretty easy along that seam. Just give it a few slices. That's already starting to crack. This is an easy one. Hear that crackling? Oh, cake. Okay. The last one I did was an older one. And it was not easy to get through. It took me about half hour just to get through this, get this seam cracked. Okay. Easy enough. I'm gonna rotate it. Alright. Same thing over here. I'm actually applying quite a bit of pressure, but I know some people have a harder time with this. I do a lot of drywall and stuff, so I use this knife all the time. Dude, this is going right through this thing. I guess the newer the unit, the softer the plastic is, it looks like. Oh. Beautiful. Next. By the way, not to make any y'all jealous, but it's like, I don't know, 75 degrees or something here in Vegas. Pretty nice. Here we go. Sunny. Perfect weather to be inside preserving Etch A Sketches, I guess. Hear that? So I use the utility blade instead of a Dremel. I did try a Dremel first. Hated it a lot. It leaves a nasty seam. So the curve of this knife is just nothing. It's super thin, so you'll see when I'm done with this, it'll look factory sealed. So. This last side. Yeah, I recorded a video before to show you guys how to do this of the gold Etch A Sketch, but I had the microphone off, so whatever is what it is. Got to do this anyway. I don't know, maybe I'm making this look easier than it is. Definitely wasn't this easy the first time I did it, but it gets easier and easier with practice. I got the tip of this blade busted off, but that point still cuts the plastic pretty good. Oh, that's off. Okay, so get this off. I don't know if you guys can see me sticking out my tongue, but that's an important trick of the trade. It's all in how you hold your mouth. Let's see where we're at. So we're going to take this little pry tool, kind of gauge. You got see that? That's part. That's part. This is the easiest one I've ever taken apart. Looks like I still got a little bit held on that corner. And this corner, okay. So I'm just gonna hold it with my arm here. Work it a little bit. Change the blade out real quick. You guys can't hear any music. I'm listening to Against Me right now. Got this on shuffle. I just didn't want to be too distracting and not be able to hear me or something, so you guys don't get to listen. Let's see. Alright, here we go. There we go. Just gonna press in there a little bit. This right here is gonna need a little bit of work. Let's see. There it is. You can feel it. This side's still not giving. Sometimes there's just a little tiny string of plastic in there. You just need to get it out of the way and you're good to go. Okay. So something's hanging up over here. This frame is really soft. Okay. And okay. So there's the frame off. Okay. See how clean that is? It's not all plastic shavings everywhere and hot tool flying around. Anyway, this is the protective plastic coating. Oh, damn. I got this one on there. Okay. Arrgh. This is what will wrinkle and give you that like rainbow effect. It'll give you hazing. It'll give you all kinds of issues. So I always take this off when I preserve the Etch A Sketches. But it does keep the glass from cutting up the children's fragile little hands. So. All right, discard that. So what I need to do is, because this has the clear glue, the old ones had a brown, sticky, kind of tacky glue. This is a hard, almost like an epoxy or something that holds the glass on there. So getting this off is damn near impossible. I know Tim has gotten it off. I've gotten it off using acetone. Usually what ends up happening is the glass breaks. These little felt things are important too because they keep the water out of there. Any moisture will destroy an Etch A Sketch. Any moisture at all will destroy it. So, being that, I gotta change this blade again. Being that I can't remove the glass, I'm going to have to cut off. I'm going to have to separate this frame. I'm going to have to cut into it, cut it open, take the whole thing off. So here's how I do it. I set this on a shallow setting. It doesn't really do much though. If you get an adjustable knife, you can set it to really shallow to where it's just going to cut the plastic, because if you're actually preserving a drawing, you're going to want to make sure you don't hit those wires, because the wires and knobs will be right there and you can make a fatal mistake. Here we go. So I always cut right down here. There's a bevel where it goes flat down and then bevels out. So That's a good guide. This is really soft plastic, so I just do kind of a guide cut. And then a couple of slices, and usually just you're through it. There it is. Okay, so you saw that little puff of dust. Sometimes that'll happen, but this is generally a much cleaner process than drilling and draining or any of those, because when you do that you have to shake the powder out and it agitates it. It makes for a big old disaster. I'm going to use the saw on the corners. Busted the tip off again. We should be okay. And of course you don't want to mess with these when you're preserving a finished drawing. Usually, now when I'm preserving a drawing, I take the frame apart first, the outer frame off, and then this has to be done once if it's this kind of glue, you have to wait until you draw to do this. And it makes it a little more dangerous, but what you can do, I actually usually use the kits. Those unassembled kits you used to be able to get from Ohio Art are amazing. I love them. Not everybody loves them. Send them to me. I'll take all of them. 3 sides. Oh, veered off my little path there because I got a dull blade. Oh, come on, you little shit. There we go. Okay. This one doesn't really matter. Have to glue that back together and whatever. But this, I'm just going to take this off and leave it. You'll see. Because the way I'm going to attach the print in there, it's actually going to be to the face of the red one. But normally you'd have to put this back together and whatever kind of glue you use, glue it back. So I kind of messed it up there, but that's fine. All right. Little plastic powder. This makes quick work. Oh, going off again. I'm trying to get this done really quick because I have to get my kid and I have to go to the post office and send this off. It needs to be there by the end of the week. So I'm in rush mode right now. Normally I'd be more careful, especially if it was a drawing I did. You can see this whole process in time lapse on my YouTube channel, Etch Beyond Artistry. The video is called Shake It Up. Yeah, I'm moving the knobs all over the place on this thing. And that's where, see that? You got to be careful because that just grabbed the knob and twisted it. That would have ruined a drawing right there, so you got to be real careful. You can't go that deep. Okay. So don't do that. Yeah? Now there's going to be probably some dust flying here. Get this corner here. I always suggest taking a piece of crap unit like this one and practicing on it before you do a preservation on drawing, because then you kind of see some of the pitfalls, you get a feel for it, so you're not ruining a perfectly good drawing that took you forever to make. Alright, here comes the powder. Look out. Alright, there's a bunch of, it's not a lot, but it's enough. I'm going to go get a dust mask. I'll be right back. Alright, there's my dust mask. Yeah. I used to get the old silver nose effect. Looks like I was snorting silver cocaine or something. Alright, come on, buddy. Something's holding this up. If you've never dealt with aluminum powder and beads, then you're in for a fun surprise. These things go everywhere. It sticks everywhere, but it is easy to get off. It just comes off with soap and water. Alright, there's the inside. Ooh. Okay, now this. See all this crap in here? Look at this. This is what pisses me off. Look, this is mostly beads. They got all these stupid wrong size beads. These mess up the screen. You can't get a good shake with this. What is this? Like huge chunks. Zero quality control in that factory. Just saying, didn't used to be this way, people. Alright, I just need a... Here, okay. Got me a gallon Ziploc bag over here. Carefully, because once you shake this, it just starts flying. Put it inside and let it fall. You don't want to shake it too much. Okay. There we go. I'm going to toss this because it's worthless to me. Normally, if it was a decent unit, I'd save the powder and use it in if I have to recoat a screen or whatever. I use extra powder all the time with the kits. So that's going to go in the trash. Just going to cut these wires out too. These are just metal wires, but it's really thin. It just cuts right off. Remove these. Gonna have to wash those. There it is, people. If you ever wonder what's inside an Etch A Sketch, that's it. The guts. And I'm gonna take this over to the sink, wash it out real good, and then put it back together. All right, welcome to my kitchen sink. All right, so I prefer to soak up as much as I can with wet paper towels. Wet soapy paper towels first, and then throw those away rather than washing it down the drain. That way it doesn't go directly into the water supply, more like an indirect route. What you can do. Yeah, it does shoot up a little bit of powder still, but like a little cloud over there. Just start. It's pretty cool to see though. Mix this with water, it does some cool stuff. So this is really important to get all the powder out when you're sticking a drawing in there, because of course any powder left in there can come back to haunt you at a later date. So just want to make sure you get it all out. That's all. It's some pretty nasty stuff, but it's not bad. It's nothing you can't handle. Inside, it's not going to ruin anything. It's just really washable. Okay, so I've gotten quite a bit of this aluminum powder out of here with the paper towels. I'm just going to start washing it down the sink. Don't tell the EPA. Not that it exists anyway, right, Christoph? Right? Okay. Here we go. Some water going. And then all this background geometry, as we call it, can also kind of ruin an image. So you want to put something over this. I use black ABS. I cut it here to the shape and glue it on there. E6000 I found works best. Glue it on there, and then you have a uniform surface, and then it doesn't distract from the lines. It makes the picture nice and black, especially if you have a lot of black areas. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. So, rinse it out. See that powder, just any little bit makes, you can see it. And see, it didn't really make, it just washes right down. It doesn't make that much of a mess. Okay. I'm going to soak up as much of this as I can with a paper towel, and then okay, so now I've got everything cleaned up here. I've got my print, Capitol Hill ready to go. I've got the frame cleaned up, ready to go. For the most part, it looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do, these knobs rattle around a lot, so I'm going to glue these into place. I'm just going to spray a little bit of activator inside of this hole. Boop. Boop. Pardon the noises, that's what I do. Some super glue on here. So as soon as this hits that, it's going to activate pretty much immediately. So this should, see how this works. Push it inside. That's in there. It should, I think it's, let's see. So the activator is a solvent. It, yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. It's not as good of a bond as I'd like, but it has to evaporate. So anyway, my other knob. Just a little dab, maybe around the edge too. Got gel, so it's thicker. Should have put the glue inside the hole. Actually, that makes more sense. Put the activator on the knob. Would have worked better. Anyway. I had other activator that worked better. Is actually, this is the brand that works the best. Extreme Power. This accelerator is super quick. What I have in here is, I don't remember the name of it. It's gold, but I had to put it in here because the spray bottle that came in sucked too. Anyway, that's in. That's in. Now, oh, let's see. Put these on here so I don't forget. Sometimes I keep a wet paper towel just on me, wipe the crap off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my print, got my frog tape, got the film off, there's the print. You can't, I mean, it had good luck telling which one's the original, which one's the print with these things. Alright, that is not going anywhere. So that's good. Alright, ta-da! I love that. Freaks me out. So, I'm just going to tape this edge. Because I'm going to be using MEK. So, methyl ethyl ketone, MEK. It is a paint thinner, heavy duty, come on. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. Well, yesterday, and then I worked all night. So that's my excuse for being fumbly. Anyway, MEK is ridiculously, it's kind of toxic-ish, I guess. But they sell it at Home Depot, so it can't be that bad. Just gotta be careful when you use it. Don't want to splash it in your eyeballs. I use gloves. I'll show you in a second. So, anyway, it melts the plastic together. Just welds it immediately. It's great. That's what I guess that's what Ohio Art suggested to Jeff that he use, and I've been using it ever since he told me about it. If you don't take this off, then the MEK can melt the red. You don't want that. So I leave the black off because the black kind of fuses to the tape just because it's a softer plastic. Anyway, there it is, all taped up. All right, here we are in the garage. This MEK, you don't want to use it in the house, for sure. You don't want to get it on anything, so that's why I'm using the concrete floor. So I'll be down here working on this bad boy. I've got MEK here. I've got funnel. I've got my little dispenser bottle. Get those online, Hobby Lobby, whatever. Of course, glasses. You always want to wear these, and chemical resistant gloves. And I need a screwdriver. All right. Glasses on. Gloves on. This open. This does not take a lot. Pour a little bit in here. This, as soon as it hits the surface, it evaporates. So, got a little needle tip on it. Just sends out a fine little stream. Okay, so I'll start right here. I've got this clamped between the two pieces of plywood, as you can see. Just gets a nice, good, even pressure. Just gonna start here. Just squeeze it very lightly. You don't really have to squeeze, just kind of tip it. Make sure it's coming out. Goes along there. Keep it tilted down just so it stays off the red. The black, it doesn't, it's not as noticeable, and it's also on the very bottom. There are bottles with finer tips. Ultra fine tip is best. Yeah, I got that side. And I got that side. Okay, so this is done. So all it needs to do now, it's all melted. It'll just set. All cure back together. Put everything away, and I will see you guys back in the kitchen / studio. All right, we are back in the studio. We're going to declampify this thing. Let's see how it came out. All right. Knob's back on. Okay, check it out. Let's see. Focus on that thing. All right, there you have it. There's the seam. Ooh. There it is. Look at that seam. Ooh la la. That's factory made right there, buddy. All right. That's good. Here's the print. These cost, just so you guys know, these cost $25 to shoot, at least where I go, is $25 to photograph, and then $25 for each print. There you go. These sell at the gallery for, I think they're $600. So, yep. Thanks for hanging out, people. See you later. I forgot one more thing. Check this out. This is my hanging picture hanger thingy. So this is what I'm sending Spin Master. It's going on there. It's got these little plastic keyhole hangers. Hangs up like that. It's on there. Yep. Yep, yep. Ready to hang. All right, now goodbye.